Thank you for purchasing a Gourmia Formula Maker. In this video, we'll cover several key points and have you making baby formula in no time. First, let's get acquainted with the parts. This is the powder bin. It's where powder is stored. This is the chamber plate. It portions and releases small amounts of formula. This is the powder leveler. It levels each portion of formula powder. This is the water tank. This is the funnel. It has a removable cover. This is the bottle rack and cover. Finally, this is the display. We'll go over the controls later on. Before using your product, we suggest washing the formula bin and water tank with soap and water. It's a great way to learn how your parts fit together. Let's take apart the powder bin. First, pull the powder bin out of the formula maker. Grab the wider half of the powder leveler and lift to remove it. Slide the powder leveler out of the chamber plate. Now you can wash these parts with soap and water. Taking apart the water tank is very simple. Look inside. You'll see a little rubber cap. Remove the cap and the little plastic piece inside. This is the water level sensor. It lets your machine know when the water tank needs refilling. You can wash both of these pieces with soap and water. They're small, so don't lose them. Now that you've washed your parts, let's put everything back together. First, be sure to completely dry all powder bin components before assembly. Let them sit on a dry cloth or paper towel until dry. Hold the powder leveler and chamber plate as shown. Slide the powder leveler onto the chamber plate. Make sure your powder leveler isn't upside down. Lay the powder leveler flat as shown here. Now take a look at the tabs on your powder leveler. These must snap into the bottom of the slots on the powder bin. Slide the assembly into the bin and snap the tabs in. Before you slide the powder bin back to the base, flip it over and take a look. This cross in the center has to align with the cross on the base shaft. Slide your powder bin into the base, aligning these guides with the grooves in the base. Gently press the powder bin down while turning your chamber plate until they lock into place. When that happens, your bin will drop slightly and the chamber plate will be secure. Now let's assemble the water tank. After washing your water tank, insert the sensor with the orientation shown. To make this easier, do it while the tank is empty. Next, place the cap in firmly as shown. Now, you can fill your tank with water to the max fill line. Don't pour hot water into your water tank. Place it in the base. Now, let's assemble the funnel. To do this, align the slots on the base to the slots on the cover. Press firmly. When inserting the funnel, keep it horizontal and press upwards while sliding it in. Press firmly, but don't force it. You'll feel it snap into place. If it isn't fully inserted, FUN will be displayed when you turn the unit on. Now that you've assembled your formula maker, let's get you making some formula. At this point, you should have water in your tank, but no powder in the powder bin. Plug in your unit and press the power button. You'll notice the clean button flashing. Don't worry, your unit isn't dirty. The clean button has two functions. Right now, its main purpose is to draw water into the machine for the first time. We'll get to the second purpose a bit later. Place the bottle rack in the highest position. Press the clean button. The unit will release a small amount of water. You can empty the rack in your sink. Now that you've got water in the system, you can set up your bottle preferences. The first step is choosing how many ounces of water to mix with your formula. Press the ounce button and use the plus or minus buttons to set your water volume. Choose your water volume exactly as you would if you were making a bottle by hand. The second step is choosing your concentration setting. Every formula brand uses a different powder weight per ounce. There are two ways of finding the right setting for your formula. The first method is using the chart found in your manual. First, look at the back of your formula container and see how much powder is required per 2 fluid ounces. Then, find the two closest weights on this chart and pick the higher one. For best results, we always round up. Here's an example. Let's say a formula suggests using 8.2 grams per 2 fluid ounces of water. The two closest settings on the chart are 6.9 grams and 8.4 grams per 2 fluid ounces. 8.2 is between both of these settings, but since we always round up, we would use the setting 3 for 8.4 grams. However, there's an even easier way to find the right formula setting. On our website, we have a list of compatible formulas that is constantly being updated. Be sure to check back often when using a new formula. If your formula isn't on the list, our customer service team is happy to help. To input the concentration setting, you can press the scoop icon and use the plus and minus buttons to set the value. Now that you've set your volume and concentration, you can fill the powder bin. Do not fill it past the max fill line. Do not mix different formulas. To ensure accurate powder release, always refill the bin once it reaches the minimum fill line. To keep your formula fresh, always cover your powder bin. All right, now you're ready to make your first bottle. Adjust your bottle rack. The 3 heights can fit a variety of bottle sizes. Place a bottle on the rack. Press the play/pause button. The machine will beep, but leave the bottle until the pour is complete. There you go. You have your first bottle of formula. You might have noticed the bottle's pour is higher than the water volume setting you chose. Remember, you're mixing powder and water, so the final volume is higher than your water setting. The same thing happens when making a bottle by hand. As always, be sure to test the formula temperature before feeding your baby. Your formula will be slightly warmer than body temperature. If your baby prefers cooler milk, let it sit or stir with a spoon. Give thicker formulas a quick swirl to ensure a great mix. There are several indicators on your digital display. The first is a refill water indicator. It lets you know when the water tank is running low. When the clean funnel indicator appears, remove the funnel and wash it with soap and water. Before reinserting, wipe the mouth of the powder opening with a dry cloth to prevent formula buildup. Do this at least once daily or when the indicator appears, whichever comes first. We recommend cleaning your water tank and powder bin with soap and water at least once every 2 weeks. Following these cleaning instructions will ensure an accurate powder release and a tasty bottle of formula. Another indicator you may have noticed is fun. Don't worry, your formula maker isn't self-aware. This just means that your funnel has been removed or is not inserted fully. When storing the unit away for a long time, empty and wash the powder bin and water tank, then press the clean button until no water comes out. Now, your unit is ready for storage. Well, that's all there is to it. Be sure to visit this site often for important updates on your favorite baby products. Thank you for choosing Gourmia.